Okay. Welcome back to another morning of trading. I start by getting my watch list built out real quick. So, looking at the stocks from yesterday, um, some continuation on CMRA. I mean, we closed the day up 100%. Keep them on the list. SYRS, no. So, from the stocks from yesterday, I'll get rid of everything except for CMRA. Okay. Then, looking at the gap scanner, ADTX. Come on. ADTX. SPRC. This one's a little bit cheaper, but I'll add it. BIF. Um, there's two other ones that are up about 10%, but there's like no volume, so I'm not even gonna bother adding those. We'll see if they pop up on the Lomo scans. That one, I suppose. ATX, I'm guessing is it's a reverse split. So yesterday on NRBO, that was the stock. I'll add that back to the list. NRBO, that was the stock that I did a reverse split, and there really wasn't any news on it other than that, and it went absolutely parabolic from $15 to like, okay, so from $18 around roughly when it opened to highs of 63. So I didn't take any trades on this thing yesterday. It was just too high risk for me. But looking at the price action, I maybe could have taken a couple of stabs to see if I could hold for a little bit longer with just small share size. But I ended up avoiding it altogether, which I don't think was a mistake, but potentially left some on the table there. So going into today, with ADTX doing a reverse split, are we going to get similar sympathy momentum on this one going into the open? Not sure. It doesn't look great though, pre-market. I think an RBO looked a bit better yesterday going into the open. Yeah, it certainly did. But I'm not going to count it down and out yet, that's for sure. EOSE. This one's up 10% this morning. I don't think there's any specific news. Yeah, charting doesn't really look good, at least for pre-market. So we'll draw a couple of resistance lines on it and see if we can maybe get over these pivots, and then maybe then we'll get interested in it, get serious. So I want 45. Put this one here. So we're gonna open about into this resistance here on the daily on EOSE. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this one going into the open, but I'm keeping it in the back of my mind. I'll put it on one of my charts over here. EOSE. We got about 4 minutes till the market open right now. BIAF, this one's gapped up about, what is it, 36% right now. Let's look for news. Remember, this was a stock that was that I traded last week and did pretty okay on. Long haul appeal. Okay, so there's definitely a headline there. Looking at the charting into the open, it looks pretty nice. We're right in the middle of this 5-minute pullback. This was a recent IPO. That's right. So we're in this descending resistance here right now. See if we can break that. We've got a few pre-market pivot levels as well. 91. And I'll mark out these here, and then highs is 609. So we'll see about this one. SPRC. I'm not interested in trading this one right now. It's a little bit too cheap for me. And I don't like the pre-market chart very much. And then this is the one from yesterday, CMRA. And we had this really nice move power hour yesterday from 260 to 427. And then we've pulled back quite a bit since then. Now we're at 308. Probably open about that. So yeah, I'll be watching ADTX and BIAF primarily going into the open. So it did a 1 for 50 reverse split, ADTX. Looks like the spies and the Qs are about flat today, coming into the open. So I've got about a minute till the bell here. And I'll put, yeah, I've got ADTX on up on another screen over here, so I'm not going to try that one probably straight out the open. I'm more interested in BIAF. So yeah, looking at the gap scan, honestly, the best looking one right now is BIAF. So 30 seconds to the open. Potentially look for a dip and rip if we dip to 60 and then maybe 55, and I'll look for an entry there. Or if we just start moving off the open. Yeah, I usually don't take trades straight away off the open unless they look really nice. Maybe with a bit smaller size. So here's the open. In about 5 seconds here. Market is open. Instantly prints 3.4 million shares. That doesn't make any sense. It's not what it reflects on the 15 second. What is going on with my phone? Stop sending me notifications, Weeble. Thank you. I was tempted to buy that dip right there. It's kind of what I was looking for was break of this support and then that dip and rip. Yeah, and I was too slow. I was turning off notifications. Yeah, I'm annoyed there. Nice red to green. holding up there pretty nicely, so I take an entry there at 80. Shoot. So, that would have been a 10-cent winner. Trouble is, I'm gonna try to get some used to something here where I'm selling half. Um, and unfortunately, in this context, it wasn't the best. Wasn't the best move. If I would have just sold all right there at 90, but this thing's holding up here pretty strong. EOSE is pushing right now as well. ATX, meh. So definitely gonna keep watching this one. We've got clear resistance at 93. Gonna break it by 2 cents and then come back down. Try that dip off 82. It's gonna be out there right away. On those quick dips, I'm not gonna be doing selling half unless I'm buying the dip for the potential break of 5-day, which this wasn't what I was looking for in that case. I was just looking for the quick break of resistance and the pop back up. Small scalp. Yeah, and this is why. So BIF's pulling back now, right around VWAP. So far, two nice trades on it, but I kind of botched the first one. So the first one would have been a 10-cent winner, but I tried to sell half, and I was too slow in typing it in. So by the time I was selling for like basically break even at a loss. So that was kind of a botch on the first trade, even though it was a nice read and it would have been a good 10-cent winner. But that's just a live and learn moment. Ooh, a big sell. Tempted to buy this dip, but we just had two really big red candles. I don't want to get caught in a halt down or something crazy. Yeah. Spooky, scary. Big sell. And I botched this trade too. Told myself when this thing I want to look out the open and see if it's going to do a dip see if it's going to push right away over 73. But if it doesn't and it dips to 60 and it breaks this and goes to 55, I was going to buy the dip. And I didn't buy the dip because I was silencing my phone. Little distractions. Frustrating. I mean, it went 2 cents below where I would have gotten in. So I certainly wouldn't have stopped out. It would have been at least a 5-cent stop. And I mean, that thing went 50 cents from where I bought in. So, or 30 cents rather. So it's going to be a missed trade there. That's exactly the setup that I was looking for too. Usually those are trades that I have a hard time stepping up to the plate and taking for some reason. I think it's a matter of confidence. Ooh, SPRC. This one started ripping. only thing I don't love is it's a bit cheaper. It's not sub dollar, so that's good. Maybe I will take some trades on this one here. It's 32. I'm not gonna trade it right up here. I'm gonna wait a bit for a pullback. I'm not gonna chase this thing through the highs. It's holding up nicely though. The micro pullbacks are getting eaten up. So when is this thing gonna really come down though? There's a bit more of a dip right there to 30. Only about a cent spread. ADTX halted to the downside. So much unlike, not at all like NRBO yesterday. They just went absolutely parabolic, halted upside to the upside multiple times. So okay, BAF is trying to come back. Uh, put BIF over here for now. Indices are selling down. QC27. Oh, I gotta chill. Real quick, I'm gonna have to get a sweatshirt. Got buttons snapped instead of a zipper because I'm cooler than everybody else. So we're starting to kind of form this channel downward here on SR, SPRC. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's what. Okay. Don't really know how to read this. I've seen these ones before. These candles, the Heikin Ashi, but don't know how to use them. Okay, so looking at the halt scan, it looks like they've got a couple of things halted. KITT. Okay. Slow volume. Resumption looks like it's going to be in about 20 seconds. Um, maybe room till about 750s on the daily. If we can get over 758, I mean, yeah, we'll see. This was just kind of a random pop. There's not any news. I'll set up with just a few with small share sizes if I'm going to take a stab at the halt, but I don't think I will. So open flat. Yeah, and there's just a 20. Yeah, so definitely no trades on this one. Just wanted to see how it looked on the resumption. ADTX we also had resumed just now. Um, no interest there. Oh, see ALT hitting scans. It's kind of a dead cat bounce. Terrible sell off pre-market. Yeah, this one's got decent range. Don't typically love trading the stocks like this though. I mean, it's down 36% on the day. So looking at it from a perspective of, where where are we gonna have to go to stop out shorts? And the answer to that is I don't have any really any clue. Because obviously, if you shorted it during this, maybe you're a little bit nervous right now as this thing is starting to get built back up. But wow, yeah, lows of 743 there, and now it's at, so it's up 100% off lows pretty much. So this one's kind of forming a nice 5-minute setup here on this 5-minute pullback. 2 minutes left of this candle. So far, the volume is significantly lower. Really nice volume on this 5-minute opening candles here. We got almost 10 million and 6.6 million, so that's great. I usually like to put these over here, and then I can just constantly keep track of the volume because sometimes the volume on the daily doesn't update super quickly. So BIF couldn't do it. Tried making a push towards view up and it got rejected. Two trades on this one for me so far, and I missed this trade right here. It's a setup that I've been talking about taking, and it looks so nice. And I was muting my phone real quick, and it gave the opportunity, and I missed it. So it is what it is. I'm curious what I got myself to on those couple trades. Is that accurate? Okay, so $9 on the day so far. So I'd certainly botched this first trade here with selling to half. It's a bit annoying. Should be up over 50 right now. And there's a nice move on SPRC. Try for the retest. No, it's taking too long. So quick out there. So I don't want to see any hesitation on these trades. I want to see, so on this one, I didn't really want to buy the breakout because we just had this. I mean, I was buying into the top of a pretty decent green candle here. So when it broke out to 35, I wanted the pullback and the retest, and I want those to be quick. I want the first dip to get bought up really quickly. Maybe it was a bit too quick there. High is 38. Should I dip there at 35? Hmm. Not much buying came into that one there. Yeah, something I'm trying to work on here is I've definitely recognized that I've got a slight my motivation for cutting trades early when they're green is definitely fear based because I don't want a green trade to turn red. But in a trade like this, where I have a decent dip entry, I could have just given a little more time. But I mean, maybe that's what it is. It seems like if I don't have the read on it right then, it has to work right away. That's what I prefer in my trades. And then I feel like it ends up limiting my stop losses to being smaller than my winners end up being. It's just how it's supposed to go. So like what I was talking about here in this trade, we broke out, and I think this was the issue with it, where we broke out, but only by like a cent in this candle here, before pulling back. But ideally, if this thing probably broke out to like 36 and actually pulled back to highs, that would have been that better entry. But it broke out by like 1 cent, pulled back to 32, which is below highs. And that's where I got in for the quick retest to see if that first initial dip was going to get bought up and then push towards hive candle here and maybe make new highs over 35. But it didn't go quick enough, and that's why I was out so fast. ADTX is to the depths. It's holding down again. I saw NRBO hit scans for a second there. That was the that wild reverse split that I was talking about from yesterday. I do have it on my list right here. So, well, yeah, this thing's just halt madness right now. I mean, this one has crazy range. There's $5 share range right here from lows to highs. And that was the thing yesterday about it, but one of the reasons I was so skeptical. Nice BIAF. So it ran into this pre-market resistance here at the whole dollar. Wow, and it's going to be a really strong break by the first pullback. See, and that's what I was talking about there with what happened on SPRC. That's what I wanted to see. So it broke out, but it broke out this broke out nicely, and it's going to halt to the upside here at 37. So I'm going to hit the sell a bit too soon. And this is the trade that I wanted to type half and then sell half and hold the half for the rest of the move. And I didn't. Main reason I didn't just now, probably right here, is because I tried the same thing on this where I bought in and then tried selling half, and my timing got messed up on it. So I just did hold position entry, hold position exit. But yeah, this is exactly what I was looking for on SPRC that I didn't get, where we broke out, pulled back, and looking for that first pullback to get bought up, which did really nicely on BIF there. But it wasn't the case here. And I think the issue looking forward at it was that on BIF we had such a nice clean breakout, by like 20 cents, and this only broke out by about a cent or two and then pulled back. So in reality, that wasn't the great setup that I was looking for. Man, I would have liked to be in this thing before it broke out because certainly we had some short covering there because it snapped about 20 cents when it broke up over 6. But nonetheless, it was a nice green trade there. But by not selling half, I did leave a little bit on the table. So now, looking at the daily, we're making some moves. We're over this. Well, there's a daily level here at 640. There's also one at 59. But the big volume day was this, at highs of 778. So I'll mark these 3 levels. In the past, I liked how this stock trades too. It just the action feels pretty smooth on it for the most part. High at 59. 58, close enough. 42. I'll keep that one in my mind. I won't make a line. I will. Just help me visualize it. Good morning, Rockling. Any trades for you today? So far, I took a couple stabs on. I took BIAF on the first green candle. I ended up kind of messing up the trade because I was looking for the dip past the support and the possible red to green. So I was looking for the entry at 55. Ended up giving a nice the nice pullback, but right when the market opened, I had my note. I didn't turn my phone notifications off, so it was rattling like crazy because a bunch of notifications were going off after the market opened. So I'm silencing my phone, and this thing pops right down to where I wanted to enter, and then rip without me. Ended up getting a decent trade here from 80 to it would have been a 10-cent winner from 80 to 90, but I kind of botched it because I want to start getting a bit in the habit of with certain trades buying and selling in pieces. And if I want to, I can just click and sell it all real quick. But it still gives me the option to maybe sell half if I wanted to. But I was a little bit too slow with it. So it gave a quick 10 cents, but then by the time I had typed in half of my order size, it already came back down to about 85. So then I sold for maybe 1 or 2 cents, and the rest was a small loss. So kind of botched that trade there. And then ended up getting a pretty nice trade here off of this breakout. But again, I kind of messed it up because I botched this trade in the first minute, and so I didn't stick with selling half like I wanted to do today. So it would have paid off better here because I got the entry around maybe I think it was like 608, and then sold out around 620s. When in reality, I would have been holding half into the halt if I would have been sticking to the plan. But sometimes we can get halt resumptions opening lower, so I guess better to be safe than sorry. Nice move on BIAF though. Whew. 570. Yo, man. That would have been a nice entry. I'm starting to get a little used to looking at the 15-second chart here. I think it's been beneficial. SPRC still holding high. Man, I had all my windows in my room open last night, and it got down to like 45s. My room is chilly. Cooled way off last night, but I like that when I'm for sleeping. Oh, am I really being silly here? Yeah. That was a mistake by me there. I wasn't paying enough attention here, and I wanted to be watching on this resumption. But didn't look like a great resumption. We opened flat. I guess it did give a dip and rip. Wow, it dipped almost 15 cents there. Oh, almost 20 cents, actually. There's a break of 50, and this thing's strong. It's up over that daily resistance there too. There's a potential entry right there at 60 on that micro pullback. Hmm. Oh man. I was just gonna say too, if we can see a pullback to this level, I want to be a buyer. And right as we did, it pulled back, but my hand wasn't on the buy button. So there's now two dip trades on the stock that I wanted and I missed. But that's okay. Got 10 cents for the break of yeah, the break of 50 was nice. I just didn't have a good read on it because I wasn't focused on it over when it came out of the halt. So that was my mistake there. And then it did set up really nicely for the break of 50 and I wasn't paying close enough attention. Nice trade. Ugh. So it doesn't look like much else from today is holding up all too well. Except for SPRC looks good. It's still holding above 30s. Well, was. Pulling down, pulling away a little bit now. Pulling back, I should say. Could, yeah, yeah. Could get to 7 and be done after that. Yeah, we've got this daily level at 778. Excuse me. Um, but yeah, we'll see. See if we can make it that high. Oh, right. See, that's something that I gotta get better at recognizing is daily resistance levels not just being high of previous days. So that was my mistake on the analysis here was that yeah, I put in high of day of this day at 659, this day at 678, but yeah, I totally forgot to include the low of this, which was till this day the highest volume day on the stock. So yeah, an oversight on my part, but thank you for pointing that out. Practice, practice, practice. ADTX reverse split, and yeah, didn't it all do the same thing as NRBO yesterday? NRBO by this time yesterday would have been up 100%. So you don't think that high has any effect or has much effect? Why? Why would you say that? Oh, September 6th high. Yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about the 7th. Yeah, I can agree with that because it was such a low volume day. I'm guessing that's probably the reasoning behind it. So the level is kind of insignificant because there's no volume to back it. Okay, that makes good sense. again with this trade. You see this trade with the wick right here, where we have like a triple bottom on the 15 second, and then we pull back and it gets bought up. That is going to be, mark my words, that is going to be the trade that I am going to be dialing in on the most. Over the last couple weeks, I've kind of recognized that that's the trade that I feel more comfortable taking, and I like the entry because it works or it doesn't right away. Same thing with the breakout and the retest for the first pullback. Something I haven't been very good at lately is actually buying into the breakouts though, and I missed a good break on BIAF over highs and break of 650, and then similarly I missed I can't remember which stock it was. It was INM from last week. I missed a breakout on that one, and that was like a 60-cent snap. I think it was that stock. I could be wrong. Yeah, that's the thing is yeah, you can get caught in a flush, and that's my biggest concern with this style of trade is but yeah, I would always and like when I first started recognizing this, I would see, this flat bottom, and I've kind of explained this before, how my analysis on it used to be wrong, I guess, where I would recognize this flat bottom and think to myself, if it broke this, it's going to end up flushing because, longs are going to be stopping out underneath this level. And, that's what I would think. And then time and time again, we'd see it flush down and then get picked right back up. So it go down only for it to rip back up to the upside. But then again, you can certainly get caught in longs getting stopped underneath these levels. So yeah, scaling out is key to that style. Yeah, I think you might be right. That's something that like I said, I tried once today. I want to start trying to get used to it a little bit more in the future, but yeah, and I messed it up. Like I was saying here, it would have been a 10-cent winner off of the open. But since I tried selling half, I had to move my mouse, and I made a typo, so I had to highlight it all, then type it again, and then by that time it already came back down like 7 cents. So I was like stopping, I was selling for a super small profit, and the other half was selling for a super small loss. So yeah, that's just going to be a thing that's going to take me a bit to get used to. But in that case, so if it would have went the way I wanted, I'm in at 80. Well, I wasn't looking at the 15 second on that trade, so I don't really. But yeah, I think I got in after this got bought up here off view up, so I got in at 80. Sold, so say I still half at 90, and then when it comes back down, I would have sold a half break even. But then in this case, if you're buying the pullback here, no, I wasn't here. This was after the resumption. So if I'm buying this pullback here to 6, and then I sell half around 615, maybe 620, and then I'm holding the other half into a halt. And now that green trade's a bigger green trade, and it totally makes up for the fact that this ends up being not as big of a green trade as it could have been because I'm selling half. So want to keep practicing that. Gonna have to just be quick and accurate about it because it does take some time to, it's one extra step from clicking the buy and clicking the sell is coming over here and typing in, that. But wow, nice curl here on BIAF. There's a potential entry right there. Looking at the chat at this scanner, it's always kind of funny. Something that I used to kind of do myself a little bit but I still see people do. There's one person in particular in this group that is always like, I buy whenever I buy, it tanks. And then you get into that kind of feeling sorry for yourself mindset where it's like the market's out to get you. And it's like whenever you buy it, it makes sure to tank. And then whenever you don't click the buy button, it rips without you. I know the feeling, but it's certainly not the case. And it's not a good way to go about thinking about it. Ugh. Man, I've got too many lines drawn on here right now. It's kind of distracting me. Which one's going to get rid of? These are daily levels. I'll just keep them in. Don't know what this is going to do, but yeah, it's way below view up now, though. I'll keep it there for the heck of it. So BIAF's holding up here, like 30 cents off view up right now. EOSE, don't really care for this one. It's coming back to view up, but the volume's light. Yeah, BIAF has had some pretty nice consistent volume all day. It's 24 million shares in the day. SPRC also same thing. We got almost 40 million shares in the day, but we're trying to crack view up right now. Why is that song in my head? Sandstorm. It's like the most OG. I don't even know what the genre would be called. Electric. Yeah, dance, electronica, trance music. Yeah, that's right. Such a classic. This is the kind of action right here that I really like. And I wasn't paying super close attention when it was breaking out, and that was not good on my part, but it's really nice clean breakout. I mean, look at if you look at the 5 minute, and in one 5 minute candle it takes out all this resistance here. So that was some clean action there, and I provided probably more trades than I took on it. Alt is still grinding higher. I'll add that one to my list, but don't like it that much. I mean, it's just not the greatest setup, but the range isn't bad. So there's certainly opportunity on it, but it's down 31%. Yeah. Okay, so for the time being, just sitting tight. Looks like some of the stocks from today are pulling back a bit. ADTX was no NRBO. That is for damn sure. CMRA. This was also a stock from yesterday that made a nice move power hour, but we opened, gave a nice push over VWAP, and then rejected hard, and now it's fading. So no good there. Um, EOSE still trying to fight for VWAP, but there's just not much volume there. So I'll keep watching BIAF. I think this is the best one to pay attention to right now. I'll put SPRC over here in case it starts moving nicely. Whoops, shoot. Say it, SPRC. Oh, this one's halted. Looks like an A plus setup to me. Wow, so this one started ripping. MTP. Didn't notice this one right away, but I wanted to trade it anyway. It's sub dollar. Nice. Looks like Tesla's pretty much got back all the losses from yesterday. Well, not quite. It's got to get to 307, but man, did you see the markets yesterday? I could not believe it. I was like rubbing my eyes. It was pretty crazy. I mean, we saw that everything gapped down. It was like 2-3% um, coming into the open yesterday, and then it just sold off like crazy. It didn't even try to bounce, really. I mean, it just sold off for the rest of the day, and ended up the Nasdaq was down like 5.5% yesterday. I don't think I've ever seen it down that much in one day. Maybe since the pandemic started in the beginning of 2020 in March when everything went absolutely to the depths. But yeah, wasn't I was expecting the markets not to do so good after that CPI report, but I wasn't expecting down almost 6%. That's a lot. Last time was March 2020. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so that was pretty insane. I guess that yesterday was the day to play this guy. But I usually don't trade these. I don't do super well on them. It's hard for me to anticipate like what the market's gonna do, especially on a day like yesterday where yeah, I wouldn't have expected it to sell off here at the end of the day. But I don't know how to read that. Still holding above VWAP on BIAF, but still trending down. Yeah, I've seen you trading them before. When you were on YouTube, I saw you trading SQQQ. I'm pretty sure before. TQQ. What do you mean on Fed minutes with extreme volatility? Yeah, so you can scalp 10 seconds with second 10 cents within seconds. So maybe I am just leaving those alone. Maybe isn't the best idea. Maybe next time we have a significant market day to the up or the downside, I'll try to be more attentive to those names. SPRC looks like we're in the 30s again, so reclaim VWAP. So a decent 5 minute here. Looks like a decent setup for candle making high and then potentially the push towards high of day here. FOMC meetings. Okay. So this is a trade where it's the 5 minute looks good. So should I just take the entry here at 31, 32, and then just put a stop at 30 and then just let this thing ride to see if it's gonna actually kind of execute the 5 minute setup. And so far it's nice. One thing I was worried about a little bit was that we just had a strong 5 minute candle coming into this. So realistically, I didn't know if we'd see another green candle the same size as this one, right back to back. Well, looks like everything's kind of just consolidating here. SPRC and BIF both above VWAP. Nothing else really looks good here today. Nothing new hitting scans. So, oh, not sure why TOS doesn't factor in the reverse split the day of. Because right now it's saying, ADTX, it's saying ADTX is down 6%, which is probably actually accurate. But since it hasn't incorporated the 50 to 1 reverse split on TOS, it's showing ADTX is up 4,500%. I know yesterday at highs, I think I said NRBO was up over 10,000% because the same thing. I didn't factor in the reverse split, so it's kind of funny. Ooh, BAF. Oh, I just accidentally drug a line. Right up over this. Oh, come on. If I was in this short, I'd probably be a little bit sweating. Trouble when I get so many lines drawn, I can't hardly drag a chart without accidentally dragging a line. Man, strong break. Try the full first pullback. No, it's not quick. Too slow on this stock, on these breakouts. But that was a pretty ugly false break right there. It's right there at 36 on that panic flush. And there's like 4 cents. But man, that did not sustain very long at all. Wow. No good. I was really thinking that this breakout was going to be a stronger breakout, but maybe it just didn't, there was such a strong ramp up that we didn't really have have enough volume to hold the price higher. I don't know. Didn't have an order to sell at 7. What was your entry on this one here? Yeah, I totally missed this and didn't take any trades through this area. What a nice move there. Ah, where'd you end up selling at? So 43. What was the setup? What was the entry at 43? Was it just because of this just trying to remember what the 43 level was. Is that a pre-market level? No, that was a daily level. Yeah. Okay. Uh 7 cent winner. That could have been a 27 cent winner. It is what it is. So the 50 break again. Yeah, okay. And I was just too sluggish on that. I gotta keep being cognizant of the half-dollar breakouts and the whole dollar breakouts because those can be strong, and I haven't been very fine-tuned to paying attention to that. Yeah, it certainly has acted like a key level. So, yeah, I took one small loss on this when it broke out for the same kind of thing here for the retest. Didn't have a quick pop, so I sold for a small little loss. And then I ended up getting a few cents off this flash down here, but that was a bit more high risk. Why is it not updating? Whatever. Yeah, I gotta use limits more often for sells to have one typed out in place. I just don't like using limit orders very much on my entries because I feel like I get left behind a lot. So for me, it's worth it usually taking market orders and potentially getting a bit of slippage versus taking the limit order and getting left behind in the trade. But just it's a context thing. SPRC, nice. We just broke it over highs. There's a potential entry at 40 there with that for the retest of high, but it's looking like a lot of sellers coming in. Oh, it's gonna go. But this thing doesn't move too much. I mean, it's only a few cents. So if you got this daily level up here at 65 or 55, oh, okay. So you did take a loss on BAF trying to anticipate the curl. Sometimes can't say, yeah, it's all good. Where was the So was it maybe in this section right here we were anticipating the curl? Or after this pullback here? I feel like this wouldn't be as good of a spot though. Holding the 630 level. Oh, okay. Oh, back up in this area here before this dropped off to 612. We try to stop it. Okay. I gotcha. Yeah, it was kind of similar. Well, I mean, not similar because it's time of day, but I tried anticipating the curl on our leading gapper yesterday, which I don't have here. I don't remember what the ticker was. Was it CMI? Was it this one? I don't think it was. No, it definitely wasn't this one. Yeah, anyway, I can't remember. Same kind of thing, though. I tried anticipating the curl and ended up stopping out. BIAF, it's not below VWAP. So sellers jumped on it when it started squeezing here. And I would have thought that this breakout was going to be stronger. I mean, it was a really nice break. It had a nice snap. It's definitely got some short covering, but then sellers piled in like mad. Now less than 10 minutes later, we're down 15% almost. So right now on the day, I'm up 117.80 cents. Wow, okay, so I'm up actually like twice as much as I thought that I was gonna be up. Um, nice. This is why I stopped looking at my P&L after every trade. I used to psych myself out so much. So much more beneficial for me to just have it on a different screen. It just at least helps me deal with that side of the, I don't know, just one less thing I have to think about. I'm just trying to manage the emotion of it. So, can't decide for long MRA. Ooh, yeah, IMRA. Ooh. Yeah, the daily chart looks a bit juicy on IMRA. With a stock like this, yeah, so if you're looking for the longer term play, then it's a totally different setup. But typically, it's like my kind of rule is no volume, no trade. But that's for, you know, momentum trading. Can't have much momentum if there's not much volume. But obviously, this is a different kind of a setup here. Yeah, it certainly doesn't look bad. VATIQ. So hold it up. Yeah, this is still just, yeah, A plus setup here. Looks great. I mean, it's like 100 shares of volume is enough to put this thing into a halt. The heck? Some stocks are odd. Have you found that, I don't, do you use a certain site or software or whatever for looking up float of stocks? Because I've been using FinViz for the most part for looking at float, and I've found that like a couple of times it's been super inaccurate. Like with INM, for example, I was very wary on that one because it said the float, and it was a bit whippy, but FinViz said the float was like zero point 0.7 million, so 700,000 share float. I'm thinking that, that's crazy. It's crazy low going into the open. And then after the day trading, I was looking at a different site and realized it said that it was 7 million shares float. So I'm like, well, that's 10 times more than what Finviz said. So yeah, just wondering if you know of a reliable source for finding float that is more consistent than Finviz. But I mean, it does its job. It's just not always accurate. Yeah, so it makes sense. It says that the shares on VTAQ is 1.2 million, so super small float. That's why it's gonna be moving like this. Just 1 second here. Shoot, I forgot that I muted my mic. Okay, I'm back. That was a bit of an oversight on my part. Man, my legs seem super tight today. I did a leg workout yesterday. I don't know if I slept funny or curled up in a ball or what, but they just feel real tight today. Oh, wow, getting some random Chinese things popping today. HKD up 63%. And then it has these halts. Like, I'm like, what is this? How does this happen? How does a stock go from $52 to $75 on 900 shares, 243 shares, 200 shares, 1,000? It doesn't even make sense. Unless these are just, slapping the ass. It doesn't even make sense, though, how stock goes up that much on such little volume. I mean, there's 5% move, 15% move, 18% move, and like no volume. It's weird. BIF is now below VWAP. So had this really nice push here, and then sellers jumped in real hard. Uh, ah. So I just started paying attention a little bit more to the Discord recently. Like I said, I've been in it for the like several months. I mean, it's probably 6, 7, 8 months at this point. But I've just been quiet and haven't really paid much attention to it. But yesterday, being getting in that general call was is interesting. Obviously, yeah, there's some people having some different opinions, a little bit of drama, as you said. But after that, I mean, it's interesting getting everyone's different perspective because everyone has a little bit of a different take on the market. Everyone's got a little bit of a different take on psychology. There's people that probably lose money in the discourse, break even traders. There's profitable traders. So yeah, I think it's really nice. So I'm gonna start paying a little bit more attention to that and trying to be in general if there's like a call or something. What? Thank you. Rookie mistakes. I was just saying that, yeah, I looked at HKD briefly. Couldn't believe that it went up 70% off like no volume. And yeah, there's like no liquidity, no volume, no trades there. I just thought that was pretty crazy. And then BIAF, this one's below view up. I did pretty well on this one today. We'll see if it can give some more opportunity. Right now, we're just kind of consolidating sideways, so maybe we'll get another leg up eventually. But for right now, I'm not super interested. SPRC, this one looks decent, but it's lower price range. The range isn't that great. I don't think there was a great headline on it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. So P&L on the day plus 117 and 80 cents. So all in all, it was a great day. I did pretty well on BIAF. But I left a couple trades on the table. Could have done a bit better. But so I'll watch the live. Yesterday I had a really long day, so I didn't end up doing the recap. So I kind of am dreading, but I got two recaps to do today. So gonna have to go back over. Yesterday there wasn't a whole lot, so the recap from yesterday is gonna be probably a little bit shorter. Because the action was really limited unless you were trading NRBO. Yesterday. I mean, this thing was this thing was crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna hop in the call in the Discord in general, just see what's what there. So maybe I'll catch you there. But for the time being, I'm gonna wrap it up. Hopefully BIF gets back over VWAP, maybe takes more trades, maybe another stock pops up on news. But for right now, I'm gonna call it a day. So yeah, I'll be back in a recap. Be back tomorrow morning streaming. I'll catch you later, man.